Hey, what's up my fellow Twisters? Welcome back to another episode of our Let's Build series, where we're creating a redstone base on Mars. Today we will be building our laboratory at the bottom of our redstone house. In the last episode, we did a lot of work on the outside, creating a brand new backyard with a tennis and basketball field, but I thought we would do some work on the inside, and as you guys can see, I dug out a huge area to start building up our laboratory and also to make the ceiling a bit more even. Alright, so one of the inventions we're going to be building today is this very simple contraption that uses a dispenser as well as a pressure plate and a redstone torch. And basically what happens is when we have a specimen inside our test tube, if he somehow despawns when you download the map or something like that and you kill him, as you guys can see, basically despawns, but a new one spawns down using this particular setup. So it's really cool, and that's basically done by having spawn eggs, and when the pressure plate is deactivated, it activates the dispenser. So yeah, that's a pretty cool idea, and I thought I would add 2 of those into the wall, as well as add in a brand new ceiling, and then see if we could add in some other cool decorations and whatnot in this area. So now let's go ahead and destroy this zombie first by switching it to peaceful mode, and then destroying all of this and start building up the room. Alright, so what we're going to do is make the roof out of coal blocks. That way it doesn't stand out as much and it's not totally, completely white as the rest of the structure. And I think that's a pretty cool idea. So let's just go ahead and place down 1 block over here, 1 block over there, then grab our wand from World Edit. You guys can do this manually if you don't have World Edit, and just select that area, then do set coal block, and that should fill out the roof. Now once we have that, I'm going to go ahead and destroy this block over here, there, and it's basically going to be an area to place down our redstone lamps. Now what we're going to do is grab ourselves our wand again, or like I said, you can build it up on your own. Select this block over here, and then select this block at the bottom, then do set quartz. And we're basically going to make a hallway on this side of the room, which is going to be for our secret elevator. And this elevator is just going to have an extra layer of security, since this takes us down to all of our top secret experiments. Alright, so now we can go ahead and pretty much block that area off as we build up our lab, and also add in the switches for our door and the passcode for our armor stand swapper. Alright, so this is actually not an armor stand swapper, it's an armor case. I kind of just filled in the blank in my head. So yeah, anyways, now let's go ahead and add in those test tubes. And to do this, we place down a dispenser in the wall like that, count 3 blocks over, place down another one, and there's only enough space to place down 2. So let's just go ahead and come back around here, grab ourselves a torch, place it down over here so we can see. Dig down a couple blocks and place down a redstone torch on the face of this block under our dispenser. Do the same thing on the other side. Then grab yourselves a pressure plate from our redstone menu, and then we could go ahead and place that down in front of our dispensers. Now before we do that, I want to go ahead and grab myself some lime wool as well as some orange wool. So let's just go ahead and grab those items. There we go. And also grab some of our stained glass, which is going to be our lime and orange yet again. So grab our lime stained glass pane as well as the stained glass block. And then we need to place this down right in front of our dispenser. So first things first, we replace the floor right over here in a 2x3 configuration with the blocks that we need. It's going to destroy our redstone torch, but just come back over here and replace it. I assume you guys are in creative mode, so it should not be that big of a deal. We come back over here, place down 3 of our stained glass blocks right in front of our dispenser, then place down 1 at the very top like that, and then place down a pressure plate right at the middle. And where is my pressure plate? I'm losing all of these items. Alright, so we can maybe place down a wooden one. There we go. Then place down a stained glass pane over here, and all along these blocks, wrapping around, and all along these blocks, wrapping around as well. And then replace this top one over here and this one over here with our orange block. So that's basically going to create our test tube. And then we basically do the same thing for the other side. So where is my lime wool? Gosh, I'm losing all of these blocks. I'm really bad at keeping track of this. Okay, so here we go. A 2x3 configuration. Then we need to go ahead and place down yet again 3 stained blocks right in front of that. And then place down our, other block over here with some of our glass panes on this side. So of course our glass panes is a bit more bright and vibrant, so it just makes it look a bit better. Alright, so there you go, and I did not place down my pressure plate, so let's just go ahead and do that. And then place down our glass right over there, come back around the other side, and then place down our torch, and that should complete the entire thing. Now we need to decide which two mobs we're going to have inside these test tubes. In my case, I'm going to put down a villager, as well as another friendly mob that's 2 blocks high. I'm not really sure which one I would put in here, but I guess we could put down a zombie to make it a bit interesting, but I will have to be on easy mode the entire time. So let's just go ahead and place down the zombies on this one, and place down our villagers in this one, switch our game to easy mode, then grab ourselves our redstone torch and just replace it 1 time to spawn it down, replace it again to spawn the zombie down, and boom, we now have some really cool looking test tubes, and we can start decorating this side of the wall to make it look even better. Alright, so what I'm going to do is add in some lighting for the ceiling, and that's basically just going to be in some sort of pattern. I'm not sure what the pattern is just yet, but I'll figure that out, and I'll be back and I'll show you guys what I did. So I figured out a pattern for the roof, but before we fill that out, I want to go ahead and add in some decorations to this area. Now, what we're going to do first is add in some of our iron blocks right in between our test tubes, then grab some of our paintings and place it right on the face of those blocks, and maybe one on this side, then place down some skulls right on top of this, just to signify that we are doing testing on these creatures, and they should be terrified as this villager sees a severed head. So there's going to be a zombie head right over there. Then what we're going to do is grab ourselves some bookshelves and replace this entire wall with bookshelves to make it look like it's just a library side instead of having a secret room at the back. And to do this, I'm basically just going to use World Edit one more time. So let's just go ahead and do that. Select this entire area, and maybe from over here and from down here, and do set bookshelf, and hopefully this works. There you go. And yeah, that looks okay. It doesn't look that bad. And when we add in some more decorations and stuff to the surface of it and make it pop a bit better, it will look a little bit more interesting. Alright, so now what I want to do is count 2 blocks away from this zombie test tube, just like that. Place down a bedrock. I normally don't like using bedrock, but in this episode I will be doing it, and then extend it to the front of this test tube of our villager. Grab some cauldrons and place down one over there, and then skip a block, place down one over there. We can then place down water inside, but for now let's go ahead and, you know, make the roof. Okay, so let's grab ourselves that redstone lamp, come back over here and just fill out this area. And how I made the roof was basically skipped a block diagonally from the wall and just placed down a redstone lamp, and it's basically the same thing on the other side. As you can see, skip 1 block diagonally and place down our redstone lamp, and then into a 2x2 area just like that, with a space of 2 in between all of these. Very simple. And once we fill this out, we can connect it up using redstone. Yet again, this redstone is going to be really easy if you guys don't know. But let's just grab some of these, lamps and place it down in the hole. There you go. And then what we need is some redstone dust, some redstone repeaters, and also a redstone torch. So there we go. And now what we need to do is pretty much place down a bit of redstone dust here, and then place down a redstone repeater going into this area just like that. Place down some redstone dust on top of these, redstone lamps, and then place down another repeater just like that, and just continue it, pretty much in the exact same way. And the reason why I'm putting redstone repeaters in between these 2 areas of lights is because I want it to have a very strong signal. So let's just go ahead and quickly do this. And for some reason, this is only a space of 1 over here, but it's not really that noticeable, so it really doesn't matter. There you go. And then place down redstone dust all along this area, just like that. And what I'm going to do is place down a redstone torch over here so you guys can see where it will be lighting up. And then continue this redstone all along these blocks, all along here, and finally all along there. And that's basically going to be our lighting for our ceiling. And if you want to light these blocks, you simply just bring down some redstone and place it down in these holes. And I'm pretty sure the next one is somewhere over here, but I can't really see where it is. So let's just destroy all of these blocks, place down some redstone there, and some redstone there. Alright, so there you go. That's pretty much going to be our lighting. I will add in a switch later on my own. If you guys are watching this on episode 12, you should know how to do a T flip-flop by now. Okay, so to add in some decoration into this room, I'm going to extend this side over here by 2 blocks, and then add in a row of blocks on this side, making it where it's only 2 blocks away from the wall. Come back 2 more blocks over here, place down a row of 4 blocks, come back 2 more, place down another row of 4 blocks, which is going to line up with this end. Then we grab ourselves some weighted pressure plates, place it all along these blocks over here, just like that. And then we could start decorating this area. So what I'm going to do is grab myself a brewing stand, place one down, maybe right over here, place one on this side over here, one over here, and maybe one over there. Then place down a crafting table over here with a weighted pressure plate right on top of that. Then place down a chest over there. We can't really place down our pressure plate on top, so we could just leave it just like that. Then place down our item frames right in front of these brewing stands to indicate which potions are being brewed. And also what we could do is place down some furnaces on this side with our weighted pressure plates right on top by shift and right clicking. So yeah, that's pretty much how it looks so far. And what else I could do is I guess maybe get some carpet and place down all blue carpet into the room. What I wanted to do was just grab a bunch of random potions and place it down on these item frames to just, you know, make it look a bit more flashy. There you go. And then grab our ender chests and place it under our carpet to give us a nice looking particle effect. So what we're going to do is just dig out this entire floor and replace it with ender chests. So this is going to be a bit difficult, but we'll definitely finish this. And maybe we could dig out these blocks at the bottom here too. There you go. And these blocks at the bottom there, over here, and as many spots as we could possibly put this. And for the areas that we cannot add in our, you know, carpet, we could add in our blue wool blocks. So let's just go ahead and grab that at the same time. Place one down at the bottom of this cauldron, one over here. Then place down our ender chest over there, over here, and all along these blocks, all along the bottom of these blocks. And as you guys can see, it's going to give off a nice particle effect. So yeah, that looks pretty cool. And if we spread it all across the ground, it will look even better. So let's just do that. And hopefully it's not too many particles because I can already see it being a problem. All right, so there you go. And just place it all along here. And all along here, all along there. And I left out that area like on purpose because as you can see, it's getting really clustered and it's going to look really crazy. So now we place down our blue carpets all along this area. And it should look pretty decent. And yet again, you shift and right click to do this. And yeah, that is way too much. The floor just looks really crazy. All right, so there we go. That is how our entire laboratory is going to look. It kind of looks okay. I'm not sure if it looks bad. You guys can tell me in the comment section down below. But there's a lot of particles coming off of the floor. We do have all of the equipment that we need to experiment and whatnot. But I really think we could add in some other cool things to this section of the map. I'm not a fan of this entirely white wall as well as this side as well. So if you guys have any ideas to replace the texture for that wall, tell me in the comment section down below. I would definitely appreciate it. But I think we can now start working on this hallway. I'm not really sure what inventions we could add to this side of the hallway, but I'm pretty sure it's just going to be some decoration. So what I actually decided to do was add in a very simple piston door to the right side of this bookcase and also make a huge window to see who is going in and out of our underground base. Now the reason why I did that is because, I mean, it's better to see who's going in than hiding it from everyone because, I mean, we're on Mars, so who really is going to go in there? Anyway, so what we're going to do is basically dig out an area for a window by destroying our bookcases and then replacing this area with some of our black stained glass panes. And I'm basically just going to dig out as many blocks as I see fit because I didn't really count it, to be honest. And now I'm going to destroy a 2x1 space for our doorway and then fill this in using our black stained glass like I mentioned. You guys can put in any color that you like. I might change it in the future, but at the moment, I think this is just fine because it adds sort of like a tinted window feel. All right, so now what I'm going to do is just, of course, dig out an area over here to start building. And then we need to count 1, 2, 3 blocks away from our door. then 2 blocks up, and then place down 2 blocks over here. Grab ourselves some sticky pistons, place down 2 over here, 2 over there, facing towards our door. Place down 1 block down just like that. Then place down 2 sticky pistons right in front of our door, stacked on top of each other with some blocks on the face of that. Then place down 1 block at the back like that at the top section of our sticky pistons. Then connect these 2 parts up. And what we need to do is basically have it so we have 2 redstone repeaters going into these 2 separate parts. What we need to do is place down redstone dust all along these parts, and then place down redstone dust here and basically up to this position, which is going to be the output. So what I'm going to do is place down a lever over here, set 3 ticks to this repeater, and just keep this on the original tick delay, and that should create our simple piston doorway. So let's just go ahead and try it out. And there you go, it works just like that. It's super simple. And now, since that was so easy to create, I'm going to show you guys how to make the T flip-flop and just add it into our wall, or possibly just add in a secret hopper input, which is going to be over here maybe. We already have one of this on the map. Now what we need to do is destroy 1, 2, 3 blocks over here, then destroy some blocks on this side, and then get rid of this water, since of course we cannot place down redstone with water, and then dig out until we get to the input side, which is that block over there. Then we need to place down a chest in the ground with a hopper on top of that, with a rail on top of that hopper, and then a minecart hopper on top of this rail. And once we have that, we can go back across here, grab ourselves another block, place it right above that, and then place down anything over here. And basically when we drop it down, it should get sucked into the ground, and then we can take a comparator output out of this hopper at the bottom. Alright, so what I'm going to do is place down a block over here to make sure our minecart does not move. Then come around this side, grab ourselves a light so we can see a bit better. There you go. And then grab a comparator. Place our comparator coming out of that hopper, like I mentioned. We're going to take a signal from that comparator and then send this towards a T flip-flop. The T flip-flop is basically going to be a sticky piston right in front of this redstone repeater in the ground with a block on top of that. Let's just clear some room over here. Place down a block on top of that with a redstone repeater coming out of it, maybe going towards this direction or any direction you choose. Then place down another sticky piston on its side with a block on its face, and then dig out a block over here and place down a redstone torch in the ground. Now when we go ahead and come back across this side and say throw down one of the sticky pistons in the hole, it should, activate that it should activate that T flip-flop, excuse me, and then create a redstone output signal, and then we could connect that signal to this block over here. Alright, so let's test this out. We drop down a block right on the ground and it should get sucked in. Let's try that one more time, and boom, our doorway now opens and we can walk down towards our elevator. We're going to have more security in this area, but at the moment I think that is just fine. Now a lot of you might be saying you could just break the glass and walk in, but remember, these maps are created for adventure mode where you cannot break any block, so I guess it still is a hidden input, and that's still one layer of security. Alright guys, so I think that's going to wrap up today's video. It was a pretty short one, and I only decorated inside the laboratory, but I will definitely be back with another episode very soon to show you even more awesome redstone and possibly improve this room 10 times better. Anyways guys, this was Twiistz, and I'll see you all next time.